Greetings, everybody. It's your old pal Frank here, and happy Friday. And welcome once again to everyone's favorite show on YouTube, the Friday Recap. And folks, this week I can guarantee you our video will not run 35 minutes. I still apologize for that, but the reason why last week's video ran that long is just because I wanted to make sure all the items that I got from Brandon had their fair share of the spotlight. I wanted to make sure every item was shown off equally. And then you do that and you add some cards on top of it and you get a video that's like over half an hour long. Go figure. But this week's video, we're going to be focusing on one particular piece of mail that I got on Tuesday, along with a couple of other items. But yeah, the main item we're focusing on today is this small flat rate box I got. This time, not from Jason, aka Canadian Card Breakers, but a channel that I've mentioned time and time again here before, and that is the Card Collector 255. He was having another awesome story sale over on Instagram, and I reaped the benefits because I think I did pretty darn good. Wait till you see what I got. We're also going to open a package that I got from Trading Card Database. And we got some goodies from Goody G. So, all in all, I think today's video is going to be pretty darn cool. But before we get to any of that, you guys know the routine around here, and that is we do not open anything or look at anything until we have our card of the day. And today's card of the day, once again, today's card of the day, once again, comes from the ever so awesome Julie Farnham. And it is this 22-23 Upper Deck Series 1 Clear Cut Foundation of Rem Pitlick, who unfortunately is no longer with the Canadians, and Josh Anderson, who is still very much with the Canadians. And if you're following the playoffs, you know the Habs play Game 3 tonight here in Montreal. We are unfortunately down 2-0 against Washington, so I'm hoping we could pull off one hell of a swing shift and mount a comeback, because I still have the Habs in this one. So here's hoping. Anyway, now I'm going to go get all the cards out of their packaging and whatnot, and we'll get to checking out some mail. Cool? All right. One sec.
2 hours later.
Phew. All right. Finally got everything out of its packaging. For you guys, like I said, at the end of the last clip to the beginning of this one, it would be like that. But for me, it is currently 10:28, and I stopped recording the first clip at around 9:40-ish, 9:50-ish, something around there. So, yeah. And the main reason why it took me so long is because the items that I got from Trading Card Database were packaged with one of my, I like to say, collecting pet peeves. Yes. The top loaders, you know when you put a little piece of painter's tape over the top loader so the card doesn't fly out? The top loaders were taped with invisible tape. Yes, you know, this stuff. Now, I know, not everyone out there has access to painter's tape. Although if you live near a dollar store or something, you could buy painter's tape there. But still, I know not everyone has access to painter's tape. But if you do, please use it over invisible tape. Just because with painter's tape, if you're using it to tape the top of a top loader or a card saver, 99.999999999% of the time, when you go to take the painter's tape off, it's coming off in one shot. You go to do that with the invisible tape, And you start peeling it from one corner, and things are going good, going good, going good, and then all of a sudden, oh, it split down the middle. And now you got to start digging at it to get the other piece off. And then as you're digging at it, some of the glue from the tape, depending on how good of a quality tape you're using, the glue comes off onto the top loader and whatnot. So now you're trying to get all the excess glue off if you want to reuse that top loader. And so please, if you have painter's tape, just use it. But anyway, I got everything off, and we're all good to go. So as I said, we're going to follow the chain of command here. We're going to start off with the stuff we got from Goody. Then we're going to go to the trading card database stuff. And then we're going to go to this massive, well, not massive, but this pretty thick stack of goodness from the Card Collector 255. And the thing I'm doing now is I'm trying to limit myself to doing a big purchase from him at least once or twice a month, because if I didn't limit myself, I'd probably be buying stuff from him every week, just because he has cool stuff that entices me, and it's usually stuff that are part of little sets here and there that I'm collecting. So yeah, but anyway, that's besides the point. And now the garbage truck is outside, and I'm sure you could probably hear it, so I'm gonna go close the window. One sec. I still gotta try and figure out a way how I could eliminate background noise if I'm still gonna record straight from my phone. I haven't done any research on that yet. Anyway, so Goody G, he sent me a little note saying, "Enjoy. I'm glad I could help." Well, Goody, thank you very much. You did indeed help. I posted a little while back on Discord asking if anyone out there had Mike Yastrzemski stuff that they were looking to, get rid of or whatever. And Goody G sent me a picture of all the Mike Yastrzemski stuff he had. And turns out I already had a lot of it. But there were 2 cards that were in the picture he sent me that I actually needed for my Mike Yaz PC. The first one being this 2023 Topps base. I have a couple of the parallels of this card already, and I saw someone on Trading Card Database actually has the sepia version of this, and I love the Topps sepia parallels. I think they look really cool, so I'm going to be trying to get that one. But yes, got the 2023 Topps base, and got the 2020 Topps Gypsy Queen. So there we go. That's 2 more Mike Yastrzemskis to go into the PC. So once again, Goody, thank you very, very much. He does have a YouTube channel, I do believe. I think he does content. Goody, if you're watching this, I apologize. I believe he does I know I see him in a lot of the live chats and everything for when people are doing like the sales and hangouts and whatnot. I know I see Goody hanging out in the chats a lot. But I'm going to tag his channel down below just the same, so you could go give him some love. And yeah, once again, thank you, Goody. All right, now on to the goodness from Trading Card Database, starting with everyone's favorite, Garbage Pail Kids. Yes, this is indeed the start of another GPK set that I'm going to try and build, along with all my original series sets and the We Hate the 80s and We Hate the 90s sets, and the one that's music themed. I forget what it's called. Anyway, these ones are from the Intergalactic set. So these are all based around space themes and whatnot. So we got Tanked Tammy. I want to say that's a play on Tank Girl. I could be wrong. And I know uh, is it Sarah? GPK, is it GPK Chaos? I keep messing up her channel name. As well as Hollis. I know they're big GPK collectors, so I know they're probably going to enjoy this. It's Kim Kardashian, as in the race of aliens from Star Trek, but I just find it's funny because it's Kim Kardashian. So, yeah, anyway. Power Rana. Nice little play on Power Rangers there. Love it. Anna Matronic. That looks almost like that Queen cover. The album that We Will Rock You is on. There's that weird robot on it. I know it's not. It's probably from something else. So any sci-fi geeks out there, if you know what this is from, if it's from a comic book cover or a movie poster or whatnot, let me know. We got Quantum Leap. Love it, because I am a huge fan of Quantum Leap. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. I used to watch it on my lunch break when I would come home from school. Bravo here in Canada, channel number 34 on cable, used to show back-to-back episodes every afternoon at 12, and you bet your butt I was glued to my TV as soon as Quantum Leap came on. Okay, I don't want to get flagged for copyright of singing the theme song or something. Anyway, we got Cylon. That is, of course, a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica. We got Duke and Duke. Duke and Duke. We got Oblivion. And you just see the top of the Empire State Building there. I like that. We got Atom Mick. I know, atomic, but Atom Mick. And then finally, this one's a little closer to home with things in the world these days. For all you Chat GPT fans and everything, we have AI Al. I don't know. I was scoping trading card database a little while back, and I saw this one fella here in Quebec had a bunch from the Intergalactic set, and I just sent him a trade proposal, and like right off the bat he was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, well, I guess we're starting a new set. That's how it usually happens. Then we got a couple cards from the 2015 Upper Deck Marvel 3D set. So we got the base Venom, and we got the 3D lenticular Parallel. And trust me, as cool as this set is, I mean, I'm a sucker for Marvel cards. I had to bite my lip and try not and add all the Marvel 3D cards he had on his for sale for trade list, because I would have definitely have done that. And then we finish off this little trade with some Tim Hortons goodness. Actually, I just realized there's two cards stuck in this top loader. What's the other card in here? Oh, we got a Welcome to Seattle. Nice. That's one more off the Welcome to set. But yes, we got some Tim Hortons goodness. These are all from the Duos set. No, I don't think that is. That's from the Legends. No. Anyway, we got Tim Hortons goodness. So we got Andrei Vasilevsky and Nikita Kucherov, the beast. Although I still don't like the comments he made when they beat us a couple of years back in the finals. But anyway, and then we got Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis. Yeah, still needed a couple base cards. We got a Rink Rivals, Igor Shesterkin and Ilya Sorokin. And then we got, this is the one I said I wasn't sure what set it was from. I thought it was from the Legends set, but it's from 2023, Tim Hortons. It's a championship resume of Super Mario Lemieux. And I got another Hockey Heroes. Those are the lenticular, 1 in 24 packs, whatever. And this one is of D-Boss, Mr. Dylan Larkin. Yes, sir. So, that's everything from Trading Card Database. And now we can move on to the creme de la creme of today's video. Although this stuff was awesome as well. But I mean, we got some vintage stuff. We got Young Guns. We got some pretty high-end, well, yes, maybe low-key high-end. Anyway, let's kick things off with a couple of 71-72 tops, shall we? The first one being from the Boston Bruins, the legendary Wayne Cashman. And then we follow him up with Member of Parliament, the Big M himself, Mr. Frank Mahovlich. Yes, sir. Apparently he TTMs. He's like an 80-something% success rate. And I'm very, very tempted to send him something because he has a very cool-looking autograph. So cool, in fact, that I was almost thinking of switching up the F in my signature to how he does his. Yeah. So, anyway. Now, let's move on to some Young Guns, shall we? All from 24-25. So, we got Joel Blomqvist. That's a mouthful. We have a player who I say, just saying his name, could possibly spark a hockey meme. You'll see what I mean when I say it. Arshdeep Baines. I'll leave that to you. We've got Maxim. Oh my God, Siplakov. Oh my God, these names. Georgi Romanov. I'm sorry. I know it's not Georgie. Georgi Romanov. It sounds like you're coughing something up. Georgi. Anyway. Isaac Poulter. There you go. There's a good homegrown name. Or Albert. Oh no, that's Johansson. Okay, never mind. Noah Philp. Brandon Scanlon. Yeah, sounds like a news reporter. And for sports, Brandon Scanlon. I'm having too much fun with this. Daniil Missiol. Okay. Vasily Ponomarev. Hey, even I have trouble sometimes, folks. Connor Geeky. There we go. That was an easy one. Seamus Casey. And then we got the Young Guns checklist featuring Mr. Macklin Celebrini and Matvey Michkov. And speaking of Macklin Celebrini, no, I don't have that Young Gun. But I do have the Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith Young Gun teammates. And speaking of Matvey Michkov, Yeah, I got that one. So there's a nice chunk of Young Guns for my Series 1 binder and my Series 2 binder, which I actually have to get a bigger one now because my Series 2 Young Gun binder is getting pretty packed because it's Series 2 Young Guns from past years, like this year back to 2015-16. Well, 15-16, then 18-19 to current. So, yeah, I got to get a bigger binder. Anyway, so we got those. Now, how about some Young Gun reneweds? Everyone likes some reneweds. So we got Andrei Svechnikov, Tage Thompson, Lucas Raymond. Shout out to Canadian Card Breakers. We got Robert Thomas, Charlie McAvoy, Jack Eichel. Yeah, I know. Bill's Mafia is going, UC Saros. And it's so funny because I look at this one and the Eichel one and I'm like, I have the actual Young Guns of these guys. Yeah, UC Saros, Brock Besser, Braden Point, and then a couple big ones. We got Kirill the Thrill, Kirill Kaprizov, shout out to Julie Farnham, Leon Draisaitl, shout out to Firebox Breaks, and Quinn Hughes, so shout out to all the Vancouver Canucks fans out there. All right, now we get into the big meat and potatoes of this buy, starting with our 24-25 Upper Deck Series 1 base of Connor Bedard. Actually, I didn't pay anything for this. He had a couple of them he was selling, and I told him it's a base card and I don't feel like paying that price for it. And it was the only card left I needed for my 24-25 base set. And he goes, okay, I'll just throw one in. So there we go. So now my 24-25 Series 1 base set is complete. Now on to the good stuff. So we got a Symmetry Standouts of Matty Beniers. We got a Franchise Trios. Hey, come on. Of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, probably one of, if not the greatest lines to go down in Pittsburgh history, at least for longevity. I mean, points too. I mean, come on. We got a Franchise Force. So this is going back to 16-17 of Sidney Crosby. Very cool. And we got a Franchise Trios of the Chicago Blackhawks. So Patty Kane and Jonathan Taves. Yes. Got a bunch of 3D stuff for some of my Timmy sets. Very happy about that. Then we got this. This I thought was really cool. It's 2009, 09-10 Black Diamond die cut of the legend himself, one Mr. If I could get it to sit properly in the top loader. Don frickin' Cherry. Let's go. I don't have any Don Cherry hockey cards, so I saw that and I was like, oh, yeah, that's coming my way. Now, these last three, in my books, they're pretty big. So for one, I'll probably never own a 2005 Sidney Crosby Young Gun. I will also probably never own a 2005 Alexander Ovechkin Young Gun. But in my books, the next best thing is a 2005 Young Gun checklist of OV. So, yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm probably going to bring that to the expo at the end of May and get it graded, because no, that might just be the penny sleeve on the inside. I mean, it looks pretty good, so yeah, I might get that graded to go along with my second year OV. So anyway, there we go. This one, I saw he had this, and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to get it, just because this didn't come in a pack. These were given out at the game, a very specific game. I have here in my possession a Heroic Inspirations, Mr. Ben Stelter. Play La Bamba, baby. Yes. These were given out at the game when they were honoring him. And when I saw my buddy Ed had one in his story sale, I was like, oh, I cannot pass on that. Now, mind you, in his recent story sale, he had a PSA 10 one, but I was like, I'm happy with the raw one. That one's probably going to go to PSA as well. So I'd like to get that in a slab. So, and then speaking of slabs, we finished this video with a 79 OP cheat. No, it's not a Gretzky rookie card. No, we end this video with a 79 OP cheat card number 150, Montreal Canadiens legend, Mr. Ken freaking Dryden, now retired, in a PSA 8. Yes. So, as much as I wish it was the Gretzky rookie, I'm happy it's a Montreal Canadiens card too. So, and with that being said, folks, let me take a swig of my now cold Timmy's coffee. And I say to you, that's it. Well, actually, there was all these extras, which I know a lot of people hate when people do that, you know, to use them as like buffers and stuff. I love it, because I use all this as trade fodder. I put this on Trading Card Database, and someone out there is building a set or whatnot, and I know someone out there probably has some of this on their want list. So, yeah, I love it. So, anyway, now I could say that's it. Still a relatively long video, even though I said I was going to try and not make it long. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know the routine. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you got going on in your lives. Let me know what you got going on this week, this weekend, etc., etc. If you're going to be at the expo in Toronto this weekend, look forward to seeing all your hauls and whatnot here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And also, make sure to dip on down into the description of today's video, because I have a bunch of channels linked down below, like I do with every video, that I think you should be checking out if you're not already. And of course, before leaving, if you'd like to, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you'd like to, make sure to click that subscribe button. Now sitting at 690 subscribers. We are 10 away from the big 700, folks. Never thought I would get here, but here we are, and I thank all 690 of you. So, that's it. Hope you guys have a great remaining Friday. Hope you guys have a killer weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday, where we will probably open some backlog mail. So, till then, folks, I say to all of you out there watching, laters, and hopefully tonight, go Habs, go! Let's do this!